Anybody got a couple of bags? Luke 17, verse 28. This is the Master Yahushua speaking, referring to what we just read in Genesis chapter 18. And likewise, as it came to be in the days of Lot, they were eating, they were drinking, they were buying, they were selling, they were planting, they were building. But on the day Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and sulfur from heaven and destroyed all. But on the day Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and sulfur from heaven and destroyed all. It shall be the same in the day the Son of Adam is revealed. In that day, he who shall be on the housetop, and his goods in the house, let him not come down to take them away, and likewise the one who was in the field, let him not turn back. Remember the wife of Lot. Whoever seeks to save his life shall lose it, and whoever loses his life shall preserve it. I say to you, in that night there shall be two in one bed. The one shall be taken, and the other shall be left. Two shall be in one bed. One shall be taken, the other shall be left. So that we understand the context of taken and left. Left is alive, taken is dead. Two women shall be grinding together, the one shall be taken, and the other shall be left. Two shall be in the field, the one shall be taken, and the other shall be left. And they answering said to him, Where, master? And he said to them, Where the body is, there also the vultures shall be gathered together. When it happens, whatever is going to happen, there's nothing nobody can do about it. Me, you, her, him. The word says, save yourself from this crooked and perverse generation. We spend so much of our time looking at everybody else, worrying about everything else except what Yah has called you to do, except what Yah has led you, where he has led you to be. Wavering. Not sure. Confused. Yah is not the author of confusion. The call goes out. And because the time appears to be delayed, which they think is time or delay where he's not coming, or whatever the case may be, men increase in wickedness, women increase in wickedness, and people continue to live and do what they think they're doing. Every day you see new roads being built. You see new buildings being built. This is giving people the sense of hope. When just seeing things are built, it gives you this illusion that what you see, or that there's much more time left because men are building. And that's why he said, in the days of Noah, in the days of Lot, eating, drinking, buying, selling. They got new stores, new apps. They got battery packs for your phone case holder. They're inventing all these new things as if the things that we're having or what we're doing has some type of existence or future, and it has no future. Even I myself, I live in a house that I did not labor for. I live in a house that is not mine. My name is not on it. And it gives me this illusion of comfort and complacency. This is what the world is doing around us. It gives us this sense of we're good, I'm okay. And it's not. Then we begin to compromise. Then we begin to waver. Then we begin to backslide. And Yahweh does not delight in the backslider. He does not delight in the backslider. And in Matthew chapter 24, Matthew chapter 24. Verse 35. The heaven and the earth shall pass away, but my word shall by no means pass away. But concerning that day and the hour, no one knows. Not even the messengers of the heavens, but my Father only. Only Yahweh knows the hour. Yahushua HaMashiach don't even know the hour that he's coming. But when the Father tells him to go, he's going and he's coming. And when he comes, it's a wrap. If anyone trusts in his righteousness, you better examine yourself and see that you make sure that you're really in the faith. This ain't about Brother James. This ain't about my emotions. I'm not here on emotion. I'm not here on my thoughts or will. I'm here on the word of Yah, bringing everybody the word of Yah, the message of Yah from his word, from his book right here. Not something that I made up. And as you see, we have the few here that we have here. How many we got here, Elder Greg? Is it just us still?
I know, yeah.
Can't twist nobody's hand to come. Everybody has a decision to make. Everybody has a decision to make. That decision is either life or death. There is no in between. There's no such thing as being on the fence. It's either life or death. You don't have to believe what I'm telling y'all right now. You don't have to take it serious. Choose your own path. Verse 37, Matthew 24, verse 37. Again, and as the days of Noah, so also shall the coming of the Son of Adam be. For as they were in the days before the flood, eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark. And they did not know until the flood came and took them all away. So also shall the coming of the Son of Adam be. Then two shall be in the field. The one is taken, and the one is left. Two women shall be grinding at the mill. One is taken, and one is left. Watch, therefore, for you do not know what hour your master is coming. I don't care how many dreams you get. I don't care how many visions you get. I don't care how much you read. I don't care how much you think you know prophets or how many prophecies you know. I don't care what your pastor said. Nobody knows the day your master is coming. But he's coming quickly, speedily. Just like that. Blink of an eye. You can be waking up and thinking you're going to the store. You could be going to buy another blunt. You could be going to your sister's house. You could be on your way to Shabbat. Nobody knows. Nobody but the Father. After today, how serious y'all take this message, how serious you take today's message, is going to be displayed by your actions, by your intentions from this day forward, by your interactions, by your business transactions, by your conversations with whoever you converse with, mother, father, brother, husband, stranger, whoever. Everything determines how you believe. Everything determines how you will be judged. He's going to reward everybody according to their works, according to the fruit of their deeds. There is nothing hidden from the Father. Nothing. Nothing. I don't care what church you go to. I don't care who your pastor is. I don't care about none of that. You better make sure what you doing is according to what the word of Yah says. You better take your salvation serious because the kingdom is at hand. The kingdom is at hand. The kingdom is at hand. Now that we know that we don't know the day nor the hour, Joshua chapter 24. Verse 1. And Yehoshua gathered all the tribes of Yasharel to Shechem and called for the elders of Yasharel. He gathered all the tribes of Yasharel to Shechem and called for the elders of Yasharel and for their heads and for their judges and for their officers. And they presented themselves before Elohim. And Yahushua said to all the people, thus said Yahweh, Elohim of Yasharel, long ago your fathers dwelt beyond the river Terah, the father of Abraham and the father of Nahor, and they served other mighty ones. So I took your father Abraham from beyond the river and caused him to go through all the land of Canaan, and multiplied his offspring, and gave him Yitzhak. And to Yitzhak I gave Yaakov and Esau. And to Esau I gave the mountains of Seir to possess, but Yaakov and his children went down to Mitzrayim. Then I sent Moshe and Aharon, and plagued Mitzrayim, as I did in their midst. And afterward I brought you out. And I brought your fathers out of Mitzrayim. And you came to the sea, and the Mitzrayim pursued your fathers with chariots and horsemen to the Sea of Reeds. And they cried out to Yahweh. And he put thick darkness between you and the Mitzrayim, and brought the sea upon them, and covered them. And your eyes saw what I did in Mitzrayim, and you dwelt in the wilderness a long time. And I brought you into the land of the Amorites, who dwelt beyond the Jordan, and they fought with you. But I gave them into your hand, and you possessed their land. And I destroyed them before you. And Balak, son of Zippor, sovereign of Moab, rose up and fought against Yasharel, and sent and called for Balaam, son of Beor, to curse you. But I refused to listen to Balaam. So he continued to bless you, and I delivered you out of his hand. And you passed over the Jordan, and came to Jericho. And the masters of Jericho, the Amorite, and the Perizzite, and the Canaanite, and the Hittite, and the Girgashite, and the Hivite, and the Jebusite fought against you. But I gave them into your hand. And I sent the hornet before you, which drove them out from before you. Also the two sovereigns of the Amorites, but not with your sword or with your bow. And I gave you a land for which you did not labor, in cities which you did not build, and you dwell in them. You eat of the vineyards and olive trees, which you did not plant. And now, fear Yahweh. Serve him in perfection and in truth, and put away the mighty ones which your fathers served down the river and in the Mitzrayim, and serve Yahweh. And if it seems evil in your eyes to serve Yahweh, choose for yourselves this day whom you are going to serve. Whether the mighty ones which your father served that were beyond the river, or the mighty ones of the Amorites in whose land you dwell. But I and my house, we serve Yahweh. And the people answered and said, far be it for us to forsake Yahuwah, to serve other mighty ones. For Yahuwah, our Elohim, is he who has brought us and our fathers up out of the land of Mitzrayim, from the house of bondage, who did those great signs before our eyes, and has guarded us in all the way that we went, and among all the people through whom we passed. And Yahuwah drove out from before us all the people, even the Amorites who dwelt in the land, we too serve Yahuwah, for he is our Elohim. Then Yahushua said to the people, you are not able to serve Yahuwah, for he is a set-apart Elohim, a jealous El is he. He does not bear with your transgression and with your sins. If you forsake Yahuwah and shall serve mighty ones of a stranger, then he shall turn back and do you evil and consume you after he has been good to you. And the people said to Yahushua, no, but we do serve Yahuwah. Then Yahushua said to the people, you are witnesses against yourselves that you have chosen Yahuwah for yourselves to serve him. And they said, witnesses. See, this is the word that people don't get today. You are witnesses against yourself when you say that you believe in Yahushua HaMashiach and you come to serve Yahushua HaMashiach. You become a witness to yourself that you're saying you are his, but you don't do what he says. Which Yahushua said in Luke chapter 6, verse 46. Why do you call me master, master, but do not do what I say? Or in other translations, why thou callest me Lord, Lord, and do not the things which I tell thee? That makes us liars. John said, 1 John, he who says he knows him but does not guard his commands is a liar, and the truth is not in him. And friendship with the world is enmity with Elohim. Those who seek to be friends of the world make themselves an enemy of Elohim. This is why we're here today. Exodus chapter 32. Verse 21. Exodus chapter 32, verse 21. And I said to Aaron, what did this people do to you that you have brought so great a sin upon them? And Aaron said, do not let the displeasure of my master burn. You know the people that it is in evil. And they said to me, make us mighty ones who go before us. For this Moshe, the man who brought us out of the land of Mitzrayim, we do not know what has become of him. And I said to them, whoever has gold, let them take it off. And they gave it to me. And I put it into the fire, and this calf came out. And Moshe saw that the people were let loose, for Aaron had let them loose, to their shame among their enemies. As I confessed to you all earlier, in the belief of my calling and knowing, in the past, thinking through compassion and love, I was just trying to be patient with my brothers and sisters and things like that. But I realized over the course of my ministry, there's times that I indeed may have allowed the people to be let loose. Not anymore. Verse 26, and Moshe stood in the entrance of the camp and said, who is for Yahuwah? Come to me. And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves to him. And he said to them, the YouTube is on, Aki. You can go on the YouTube if you want to. Again, verse 26. And Moshe stood in the entrance of the camp and said, who is for Yahuwah? Come to me. And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves to him. And he said to them, Thus said Yahweh Elohim of Yasharel, each one put his sword on his side, pass over to and fro from gate to gate in the camp, and each one kill his brother, and each one his friend, and each one his entire relative. Each one his relative. Okay? Okay? "28, and the sons of Levi did according to the word of Moshe. And about 3,000 men of the people fell that day. And Moshe said, You are ordained for Yahweh today, since each one has been against his son and his brother, so as to bring upon you a blessing today. And it came to be on the next day that Moshe said to the people, You have sinned a great sin, and now I am going up to Yahweh, if I might atone for your sin. And Moshe returned to Yahweh and said, Oh, these people have sinned a great sin, and have made for themselves a mighty one of gold. And now if you would forgive their sin, but if not, please blot me out of your book which you have written. And Yahweh said to Moshe, Whoever has sinned against me, I blot him out of my book. And now go, lead the people to the place of which I have spoken to you. See, my messenger goes before you, and in the day of my visitation I shall visit their sin upon them. And Yahweh plagued the people because they made the calf, which Aharon made. And because we don't see acts such as these no more, we believe that the Father is okay with our sinful intentions and our compromising hearts and our flattering lips, praising him when we're happy and grumbling and murmuring when we think things aren't going our way or the way we would like them to be. We think because he so loved the world that he sent his only brought forth son, that grace is for us to just live any kind of way that we want to live and conveniently be Christian when we want to, conveniently be truthers, conveniently be Yasharel, because of grace. Playing with his grace. Each and every one of us knows our ways if we have been true to Yahweh. Each of us knows if we've been true to him. Each of us knows. So let's go to our master, Yahushua. His words that he gave, and that was recorded in Matthew chapter 12. Matthew chapter 12, verse 22. Then they brought to him one who was demon-possessed, blind and dumb. And he healed him, so that the blind and dumb man both saw. And all the crowds were amazed and said, Is this the son of David? But when the Pharisees heard it, they said, This one does not cast out demons except by Beelzebub, the ruler of demons. And Yahushua knew their thoughts. Brothers and sisters, men and women, just as Yahushua knew their thoughts, he knows our thoughts. He does not change. There is no shadow of turning. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. And Yahusha knew their thoughts and said to them, every reign, every kingdom divided against itself is laid waste, and every city or house divided against itself, it shall not stand. Every city or house. He went from kingdom to cities to houses. Wherever there is division, it will not stand. It's not going to stand. And in whatever kingdom they are divided, it's going to be laid waste. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How then does his reign stand? And if I, by Beelzebub, do cast out demons, by whom do your sons cast them out? Because of this, they shall be your judges. But if I cast out demons by the Spirit of Elohim, then the reign of Elohim has come upon you. Or how is one able to enter a strong man's house and plunder his goods unless he first binds the strong man, and then he shall plunder his house? I want everybody to listen to me. He who is not with me is against me. And he that does not gather with me scatters abroad. I'm going to say that to everybody a few times. Yahushua HaMashiach spoke to them. He that is not with me is against me. Is. And he that does not gather with me scatters abroad. There is no other way. There is no other option. This ain't politics. This ain't Democrats and Republican and neutral or whatever people call it. You're either with or you're against. Period. The same thing we see outlined from here to here to here. In Joshua, choose this day who you gonna serve. Either the gods that your father serves beyond the river, or the gods of this land in which now we dwell. But me and my house, we serve Yahweh. Choose this day. That's what he said right here. And when Israel sinned, it was the same thing in Exodus. Who's for Yahweh? Come to me. And the Levites came. That is why the Levites was ordained to be priests, as it says in Exodus 32. Then he said, now take your sword and go across your son and your brother and your relative. Today we struggle. We struggle with just leaving. We struggle with just being set apart. But they killed them. That's grace in itself. He ain't told us to kill our relatives. Yahushua just said, he who is with me, who ain't with me is against me. You deny me before men, I'm going to deny you before my Father. You confess me before men, I'm going to confess you before my Father. It's that simple. He who loves son or daughter more than me, he ain't worthy of me. He who loves mother or father more than me is not worthy of me. Whoever don't take up his stake and follow after me, it's not worthy of me. Whoever seeks to save his life, gonna lose it, shall lose it. But whoever shall lose his life for my sake, shall preserve it. Luke 17:21. We're waiting for the kingdom. But the kingdom is already here. In our hearts. In us. Reigning in your hearts. The authority of the kingdom. Your very life. We're waiting for the king to return. And then the reign will begin. The kingdom is already supposed to be here. He says the kingdom doesn't come with intent observing, with intent watching. Luke chapter 17. Verse 20. Having been asked by the Pharisees when the reign of Elohim would come, he answered them and said, the reign of Elohim does not come with intent watching. Nor shall they say, look here, or look there. For look, the reign of Elohim is in your midst. See, everybody who seeks the kingdom of heaven to reign with Mashiach Yahushua for 1,000 years must right now live the way those people will be living in the kingdom. You have to start living now of how people will live in the kingdom. Cannot live now contrary to the governing authority of the reign. You can't live contrary to his reign now and then expect to somehow be transformed into somebody that's not going to live contrary when you're in the reign. Am I saying we don't mess up? No. That's why he says we have an intercessor. That's why he says we call on him, a trustworthy high priest who sits at the right hand of Elohim, who makes intercession for us. That is the mercy. That when we do fall short, we can call on him. But falling short, meaning if you fall short, that means you're practicing righteousness. That means you're trying, and then you fall short. There's a difference between falling short and living in rebellion. There's a difference between falling short and choosing to live contrary to the word of Yah. And making excuses for other people that choose to live that way. Especially when you open the word and show them what it says. Somehow in their mind, they believe that it's not what it says, even though they're reading it and their eyes are showing them that it says it. And then somehow we make up reasons for why we are with them. When we read, they're supposed to know, we read and it literally says, come out from among them and be ye separate. So then we judging them like they're not in the truth and they're not in the truth, but you're not in the truth either. Deceiving ourselves. Judging other people and living in the same sin that you're judging them for. But he who said, do not murder, also said don't commit adultery. You do one, you broke the whole law. There comes a point in time when you have to really realize this was the point of time. He gathered them all. Started with Joshua, chapter 24, verse 1. Said he gathered all Yasharim, all the tribes, and their elders, and the heads of their houses. Gathered everybody. Then declared what Yah has done for you. The same way I'm declaring what Yah has done for us. In sending Yahushua HaMashiach. He died for our sins. It's the same. Joshua declared the history of what Yahweh did for them. When I reflect my life, Yah delivered me from my enemies. Yah saved me from my enemy's hand. Yah delivered me from drugs, prostitution, robbing, ganging, jail, prison. And when I recount my life, Yah's the one that did everything for me the same way Joshua recounted to Israel everything Yahweh had done for them, the same way he's delivered you from everything he's delivered you from. And then he says, choose this day who you're going to serve now. We all know how we used to be. And you can all account that you no longer being who you used to be. You may not be perfect yet. As we know, he's perfecting us. But you're a long way from where you used to be. And you can give that account to Yahweh. To Yahushua HaMashiach. His saving grace. For us to live a life unto him in truth, in righteousness, in mercy, in peace, in love. For him first, with all our heart, soul, and strength, and then to our neighbor as ourselves. People say, oh, you got to love yourself before you can love others, because how are you going to love others if you don't love yourself? No, you need to love others the way you want to be loved. That is loving yourself. Loving others as you want to be loved is loving yourself. Yahushua said, treat people the way you want to be treated, for this is the law and the prophets. So there comes a time that the decision has to be made. The same way there was a time. There's no twisting any arms. There's no begging. There's no none of that. Who's for Yahweh? Come to me. It's that simple. We do that today. People looking to see at other people and what they gonna make a decision. Come to me. Levites come. That's it. Didn't say all the other tribes came. Notice that. See, we don't recognize the remnant. Out of 12 tribes, when Moses came back and said, who's for Yahweh? Out of all Yahweh had did for them, when Moses came and said, who's for Yahweh? One tribe came out of 12. The Levites. One tribe came. It's the same thing today. All Yah has done for us throughout our years, when we ain't deserved it, we don't deserve it still. But by his favor, by his mercy. And Yahushua makes us righteous through his righteousness. Still today, the call goes out, who's for Yahweh, come to me. And a very small remnant, in truth, come. Wasn't about who Moses liked. Wasn't about who was Moses' favorite. What was on Moses' mind? Yahweh. Yahweh. Yahweh was on Moses' mind. He didn't come out being partial. He didn't come out this to her, that to him, a little bit of this. No. Yahweh. Who's for Yah? Who's for Yah? That's it. We're looking for people we love to come. I hope she come today. Who's for Yah? Come on. That's what this walk is about. We read it yesterday on the Shabbat. Psalms 119, verse 6. Companion to all those who fear you, to those guarding your orders. I believe in Yahweh. I believe in Yeshua Mashiach. I believe in the Master. I know he's coming. I know he's coming. Don't know when. Every time I mess up, I'm like, I hate sin. I hate the flesh. I hate seeing it. I hate hearing of it. It's just constant violence everywhere. People are happy to see violence. They're posting it on Facebook. They love it. People just want to hear drama. They want to hear gossip. People can listen for hours to gossip. Go to church and you want a 1-hour sermon. Go to church, you want a 1-hour sermon. Even on Shabbat. You want a 30-minute sermon. Get in, get out. It's a lifestyle. This is how Yah's people live. The righteous shall live by faith. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of Yahweh. There's times that I preach and I know people are waiting for it to be over. They're not staying because they want the word. They're just waiting for it to be over. Let's go look at what they did in Nehemiah chapter 8. Nehemiah, chapter 8, verse 1. And when the 7th new moon came, the children of Yasharel were in their cities, and all the people gathered together as one man in the open space that was in front of the water gate, and they spoke to Ezra the scribe to bring the book of the Torah of Moshe, which Yahweh had commanded Yasharel. Notice this. What did it say? What did it say? They spoke to Ezra the scribe, to bring the book of the Torah of Moshe, which Yahweh had commanded Yasharel. They spoke to Ezra. Bring out the book of Yah. Come read it to us. That's the difference. See, this is why in Isaiah chapter 58, where he says, in verse 13, if you do turn back your foot from the Shabbat, from doing your pleasure on my set-apart day, and shall call the Shabbat a delight, the set-apart day of Yahweh esteemed, and shall esteem it, not doing your own ways, nor finding your own pleasure, nor speaking your own words, then you shall delight yourself in Yahweh, and I shall cause you to ride on the heights of the earth and feed you with the inheritance of Yaakov your father, for the mouth of Yahweh has spoken. When you shall delight in the Shabbat. Delight. They delighted. Back in Nehemiah chapter 8. And they spoke to Ezra the scribe to bring the book of the Torah of Moshe, which Yahweh had commanded Yasharel. And Ezra the priest brought the Torah before the assembly of both men and women and all who could hear with understanding. What was one of the main points yesterday in Shabbat? Understanding. Understanding. All who could hear with understanding on the first day of the seventh new moon. Verse 3. And he read from it in the open space in front of the water gate from morning until midday, before the men and women and those who could understand, and the ears of all the people listened to the book of the Torah. All day, he read the word. Day to midday. Hours. If I understand correctly, that's 6 hours. Okay? But I can go into the Greek or to the Hebrew later on, and I can actually go look at those two words to go see exactly when it was. And you can get a real duration or an estimate duration. But the point of the matter, what I'm making is, it wasn't a thing to them. I remember the beginning of my ministry when I sat in classes, in these disciple classes, they were training people. They were training people for 30-minute sermons. I remember. I was like 29 or something like that. 28. 28. I was like, no, that don't sound right. I just knew it wasn't right. And these are the same classes that I got kicked out of. If I have questions, for raising my hand, I was viewed as disruptive. Just that I never took to the training of men. Just never have, never could. The Spirit didn't allow me. So that's the thing. You're going to follow the Spirit or you're not. The Spirit of the truth. To be direct. And when we go to Zechariah chapter 8, what do we see? You know what we see? We see another decision. We see a decision. We see another decision right here in Zechariah chapter 8. Zechariah chapter 8, we're going to start at verse 14. For thus said Yahuwah of hosts, as I purpose to do evil to you, when your fathers provoked me, declares Yahuwah of hosts, and I did not relent. I'm going to read that again. For thus said Yahuwah of hosts, as I purpose to do evil to you, when your fathers provoked me, declares Yahuwah of hosts, and I did not relent. So again in these days, I have purposed to do good to Jerusalem and the house of Yehudah. Do not fear. See, our Father is just. When he intended to do evil to our people, he did it. He didn't relent. He did it. Carried out. But he used us as an example to give us trust in his goodness. So you trust when he says something bad coming, it's coming. Likewise, when he says something, he gonna do good to us, he gonna do it. And this is what Yahushua Mashiach is explaining about the kingdom being in our midst. He said he's going to do a good thing. He's going to do it. And if we really expect that he's going to do it, we will do what he expects of those who will inherit the good that he's going to do. But let's read verse 16, proving the point that I just said. These are the words you should do. These are the words you should do. These are the words you should do. Speak the truth to one another. Judge with truth and right ruling for the peace in your gates. And do not plot evil in your heart against another. And do not love a false oath. For all these I hate. All these I hate. Declares Yahweh. And the word of Yahweh of hosts came to me, saying, Thus said Yahweh of hosts, the fast of the 4th, and the fast of the 5th, and the fast of the 7th, and the fast of the 10th months are to be joy and gladness, and pleasant appointed times for the house of Judah. And they shall love the truth and the peace. They shall love the truth and the peace. Thus said Yahweh of hosts, peoples shall yet come, inhabitants of many cities, and the inhabitants of the one go to another, saying, Let us earnestly go. Not grumbling, not murmuring, not sure if I'm going to join the assembly or not. Not depends on if you go and I'm going to go. The inhabitants of the one go to the other, saying, Let us earnestly go and pray before Yahweh and seek Yahweh of hosts. I myself am going. I myself am going. So whether you going or not, I'm going to come tell you, hey, let's go pray to Yahweh. I'm going. Not are you going? Come on. I'm going though. I don't know if I'm feeling good today. I don't know if I'm called to go there. I don't know if I'm led to go there. All this nonsense in our minds and bull crap. That's how we wake up every day, whether you're going to serve Yah or not. Whether you're going to speak truth, whether you're going to judge with righteousness, right ruling, whether you're going to treat your neighbor with peace, whether you're going to live the way Yah has commanded us to live, to those who have the kingdom in them. And if you say you can't overcome it, that's the problem, because he who is in you is greater than he that's in the world. So if he is in you, if the one that's greater than the one that's in the world is in you, then you should overcome the world. And many peoples and strong nations shall come to seek Yahweh of hosts in Jerusalem and to pray before Yahweh. Thus says Yahweh of hosts, in those days 10 men from all languages of the nations, hold. Yes, they shall take hold of the edge of the garment of a man, a Yehudi, saying, Let us go with you, for we have heard that Elohim is with you. We have heard that Elohim is with you. They made a decision. They made a decision. And finally, we come to Joel, chapter 3. Verse 9 says, Proclaim this among the nations, prepare for battle, wake up the mighty men, let all men of battle draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Hasten and come, all you nations, and gather together all around. O Yahweh, let your mighty men come down here. Let the nations be aroused and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there I shall sit to judge all the nations on every side. Put in the sickle, for the harvest has grown ripe. Come, go down, for the winepress is filled. The vats overflow, for their evil is great. Crowds, crowds in the valley of decision. Crowds, crowds in the valley of decision. For the day of Yahuwah is near in the valley of decision. Sun and moon shall become dark, and stars shall withdraw their brightness. And Yahweh shall roar from Zion and give forth his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and earth shall shake. But Yahweh shall be a refuge for his people. Yahweh shall be a refuge for his people, and a stronghold for the children of Yasharel. Then you shall know that I am Yahweh your Elohim, dwelling in Zion, my set apart mountain, and Jerusalem shall be set apart, and foreigners shall not pass through her again. Foreigners shall not pass through her again. And it shall be in that day that the mountains drip with new wine, and the hills flow with milk, and all the streams of Yehuda shall be flooded with water, and a fountain flow from the house of Yahweh, and water the Wadi Shittim. Mitzrayim shall become a ruin, and Edom a ruin, a wilderness, because of violence done to the people of Yehuda, whose innocent blood they shed in their land. But Yehuda shall dwell forever, and Jerusalem to all generations. And I shall avenge their blood, which I have not avenged, and Yahweh shall be dwelling in Zion. So this is the message today. The message yesterday. The message the day before yesterday. This will be the message tomorrow if tomorrow's comes to exist. This is the message. There is no other message. There is no other word. I preach the gospel of Yahushua HaMashiach. I do not claim to be a perfect man. I do not claim to be a righteous man. I do not claim to be anything but a servant of Yahweh and Yahushua HaMashiach. I say this humbly and thankfully to be here to serve the Most High Yahweh Elohim. I have many faults in the past and things that I've done that I should not have done, that I confess to my brothers and sisters on a daily basis. But the fact of the matter remains that Yahweh is calling us. He's calling us to live as his people through his son, Yahushua HaMashiach. And he made a way. He made a way for us through Yahushua. Every day, we must choose Yahushua. Every day, we must choose Yahushua. You don't have to follow Brother James. You don't. But you got to follow Yahushua. If y'all led to follow me as I follow Yahushua, hallelujah. If Yah has put it in your heart to follow me as I follow Yahushua, hallelujah. Those of you on YouTube, if Yah has led you here, if Yah has led you to follow me as I follow Yahushua, I will do my best to lead you all as I follow the Spirit of truth who leads me to where he desires us to go. But if you're not sure that Yah has led you to be here with me, then don't be here. If you're not confident and trusting in Yah and his authority, and that Yahushua is with me, don't be here. Don't put your salvation at risk in following any man or people, because it's not worth it. You have to seek out your own salvation with fear and trembling, and I say this sincerely from my heart, desiring you all to be in the kingdom as much as I desire myself to be in the kingdom of Elohim. Because the day the wrath of Yahweh is coming. And I don't want people around me that are unsure of Yahweh, or unsure of Yahushua, or unsure of me as his servant. Don't be around people that don't want to serve Yah. David said it, I don't enter in with vendors. At some point, we have to be serious about our walk, about our faith, and we have to stand firm for our faith. Christians talk bad about Muslims and their religions. Muslims blow themselves up on a daily basis to prove their faith in their religion. I'm not saying their religion is right, and I'm not saying that their faith is right, but what I'm saying is the people who are not of Elohim show more zeal towards their faith than the people who claim to be of Elohim. And that's why I confessed my testimony to you all this week earlier about me praying to Yah and not wanting to be a hypocrite. not wanting to be a person who just claims to know Jesus or know Yahushua or Yahushua, and I'm acting like I love him, and oh, I got his word, and I can quote scripture at the back of my hand, and I know it from my heart, and I can just quote it and all this other stuff, but the whole time I'm not living by the way that I'm preaching and say, Father, I don't want to be a hypocrite. And you all have to have that same zeal to where you don't want to be a hypocrite. You have to make a choice. Are you going to allow other people to compromise your faith? Who you say you believe in, and who died for you. He gave up everything for you. And we don't give up anything. We expect everything from him, and he's the only one who can give us anything we have. John the Baptist told everybody, no one can receive anything unless it be from heaven. So, what you all choose to do after this day is your choice. How you live, it's your decision. But you're going to live with your decision. You're going to live with it. He's coming. We all have to go before the throne of Messiah. Deal with yourselves. If you make a decision to follow him in truth. He's not to be mocked. He's not to be played with. Get serious about your salvation. Family, brother, sister, mother, son, daughter, whoever it is, you better get serious. That he's coming. I don't have anything else to say. Thank you all for coming. God bless you and keep you. And if you're called to remain in the tribes of Yah willing, I will be here on the Shabbat. Yah willing, but he leads me to go somewhere else between now and then. You're welcome, my sister. I love you very much, brothers and sisters. Y'all bless you all and keep you.